Always be aware of where you are, wherever you go, as you never know who will be there waiting for you, who will be there looking for you. When a visitor turns up at your door, let them in, treat them well. You don't know how their journey has been or what news they bring. Give them a seat, let them get warm, hang up their jacket. If they need to change their clothes, let them change. Our weather can make a man's journey miserable. Then sit down, listen to their stories, and they can listen to yours. Before you go somewhere, make sure you have something to say. It is easy to stay at home, but no one's going to listen to you if you do. If you do not know what to say, or you cannot say much, then people will think you don't know much. But do not show off. Do not talk about everything you know and everything you have done. Just say enough to start conversation, and then you are more likely to say good things. No one knows everything, and so listen when you talk. You'll be a better brother. Others may not like what you say. Their advice and opinion is not always good or true. If you are being true to yourself, then trust in what you say. Others' opinions is not always good and true, so whilst you should listen, always use your head and think about what they say. A travelling man can bring no greater gift with him than knowledge. It will serve you better than money in strange places. And keep that head healthy. It is the best thing you have, and if you break it, you will not be able to get another one. Now, beer and mead can make a fool of a man. It makes a man's words become unwise, slurred. So know your limits. The more you drink, the more your wits are replaced by beer and mead, and that is not a good swap. I've been drunk, you've been drunk, we've all been drunk. You may think you're having a good time, but when you are drunk, you forget how to act, how to walk, how to talk. But if you buy around and listen and talk occasionally, then no one will think poorly of you if you go home early and sober. Buy around and talk occasionally. Being remembered well is better than being remembered drunk. A brother should keep his head clear and only talk when he needs to. There will be arguments to have, fights to have, and you'll die soon enough. But do not fool yourself by thinking you can live forever by avoiding fights. Old age will come for you and will always beat you in a fight. And the last thing about drinking. A fool who drinks becomes even dumber. Now tell me, who would want to listen to such a man? I've said you should listen, but do not listen to fools. Always take the chance to travel, to ride, to be outside. Travelling makes a man much wiser. You'll get to know more people, more places, and you'll get to know more ways to live. So, buy around and listen and talk occasionally. Being remembered well is better than being remembered drunk. When it comes to eating, eat no more than your share. People notice the size of a man, and some will laugh at that. There is no need to eat until you cannot eat anymore. Your stomach has limits, unlike the head. Or to put it another way, you will never see a fat cow. I mean, I know cows are naturally fat, but I mean a fatally, hugely fat cow. I mean, cows are stupid, dumb, but they do not eat so much as to suffer and die. A man who laughs at everything lacks knowledge. There is not a lot to learn from such a man, except that he has a lot to learn. Never go to sleep worrying. Worrying is a waste of time. When you wake, your problems will still be there. And not all laugh with you are your friends. They may well laugh at you behind your back. Remember, not all who laugh with you are your friends. Do not count on those being there for you if you need them. You will not always be able to think your way out of a problem. It is good to think ahead, but things will often go wrong. If you do not know about what you're talking about, then it is best not to talk. People will realise when you do not know what you're talking about, so listen more, talk less, and people won't think less of you. Gossiping and rumours will not make you smarter either. They will get you into trouble. So respect friends, even those who owe you money or favours. Do not question them on those things constantly. Think before you talk, or it will come back to hurt you, and no one wants to be hurt for nothing. Sarcasm may seem funny and smart, especially when aimed at someone else, but taking the piss does not make you smart. You could be doing better things with your time. No matter how reserved and respectful a brother is, there will always be something that will make him want to fight. Whenever there is more than one man present, there's always a chance there'll be a fight. Eat early so you can get on with your day, unless you have planned to eat with someone else later. A man who is not hungry will work harder. A man who is not hungry will think better. Do not waste your time with people who will not put as much into a friendship as yourself. You'll find it is easier to ride a long way to a friend than a short way to a wanker. When a guest, do not outstay your welcome. People like company, but not too much and not too often. So get going before you get on their nerves. Make sure you have a home, no matter its size, no matter where it is. No man should have to rely on others for a place to live. Make sure you have a home, no matter its size, no matter where it is. Otherwise it will get you down, properly down. And always be prepared for a fight, as you will never know when someone wants to fight you. A host, no matter how good, will always appreciate the offer of a gift. Spend money on yourself, it's no good to you in death. And besides, it may not go to whom you want when you die. Use your money to help you live. Give your brothers gifts. You know the things they like. Mead and meat, bikes and trikes, wine, women and song. If they give gifts back to you in return, then those brothers have your back. Be friendly to everyone and pay back what you receive. Good with good, but bad with bad. Be a friend of a friend's friend, but never be a friend to the enemy of a friend. It will damage your friendship and your reputation. If you have a good friend, exchange gifts and share your mind with him. A true friend will openly disagree with you, and a true friend will make you feel happy with his praise. If there is a friend you do not trust but want something from him, then speak kindly, but do not be surprised if he betrays that kindness. If there is a friend you do not trust but want something from him, feel free to talk to him, laugh with him, but be honest. There are not many people you can trust, so just repay him with what he gives you. And when you find yourself alone, you will realise it's good friends who bring you happiness. Be generous, be brave, and your life will have few regrets. For those that are always negative or worry, they never appreciate when they're given a good thing. Trees without leaves look naked, and trees on their own look out of place. And so does a man. A man needs to be dressed properly and needs company. He needs to be part of something, he needs to have a purpose, or he will become lost in life. When you think you have a new friend, within a week you will know if they are good or bad. A bad friendship never lasts a week. A good friendship, well, can last a lifetime. You may not have much, so don't feel you need to give much. Just a cup of tea or sandwich can be really appreciated at times and can gain you a good friend. A small ocean only needs small beaches, and so a small head is one that has little thought. But every man is different, and the world needs different types of men. You do not need to know everything. Stupid people seem happier people, and there's a reason for that. You do not need to know everything. Being wise about everything brings with it lots to think about, lots to worry about. This is what happens when you are too wise. You may know a lot, but you will never know your future. Do not pretend you do. That will make you look more of a fool than a wise man. Knowing the future is a curse. Knowing the future will not make you happy. The best way to learn is to talk to your brothers, and in return they will learn from you. Do not stay in bed all day. Business should be done early. A sleeping wolf will not catch the sheep, and a sleeping man gets nothing done. Do not stay in bed all day. Business needs to be done early. Someone else has probably won the things you could have won if you do. Learn some practical skills. Skills like electronics or mechanics or plumbing or carpentry. Know your seasons, the special days. Know when things will be. If you're off to meet someone, dress well and be clean. Do not leave on an empty stomach. There's no shame in not having the best clothes, but there is in being hungry and wanting for more. Your reputation is everything. If people see you out and no one knows you, they won't have a thing to say about you. You'll be like an eagle stretching its wings, and it may look grand, but it's not catching fish. If you have a secret and you need to tell someone, then tell just one friend, and that secret will remain such. But tell more than one friend, and soon everyone will know. There is always someone smarter, tougher, or better than you. Do not think that you're the best, or you'll find out the hard way that you're not. And what you say to other people is often what others say about you. Always try to be on time. Being too late or too early happens, but being on time gains you respect. Do not trust a promise until it is delivered. As people are not always sincere, do not take anyone at just their word. If you have promised something, wait until it is done. Travelling is good for you. Being outside in the sun is good for you. These things help you stay healthy. Never underestimate how good these things are for you. These things will make you happy. You can never lose everything, even though it may feel like it. Your health, or your children, or your family, or your brothers, or money, or a job well done, or something else, or better. There is always something better than nothing. Being alive is better than being dead. There's no difference between a rich man's corpse and a poor man's. Being alive is better than being dead. Be alive and enjoy things. A man with a broken leg still has his arms. If you have broken arms, you have your eyes, you cannot see, you can talk. Anything about life is better than being dead. Having children, someone you can call family, that is the way you will get remembered when you die. If you have no family, then who will remember you? In a fight, two will always beat one. So watch your tongue and watch your enemy's hands. A weapon can easily be hidden under a cloak or a coat or behind the back. The weather can change in a day, in a week, in a month. You cannot predict it and you cannot control it. Be wary of what you trust and never trust anything you're not in control of. Some brothers may be rich and some brothers may be poor. Some may be lucky. Some may have sacrificed many things. You do not know of other brothers' stories and sacrifices, so there is no need to talk of such things. Rich men can become poor men, and do not count on money in this world as it goes quickly. Your friends will die, your family will die, and you will die. But if you have a good reputation, that will survive. Your friends will die, your family will die, and you will die. What people say about you after you're dead, that will survive. If a fool finds love or money, he may act differently, but it doesn't stop him being a fool. Do not praise anything that hasn't finished. Praise the day when the night has come, a woman when she is buried, a gun which is killed in a hunt, a lady when she is married, a journey that is complete, a mead and beer when drunk. Chop wood when the wind blows, sail in good weather, find a lover at night, for the days have many eyes. In a boat seek speed, in a shield seek protection, in a sword seek sharpness, and from a lady her kiss. Drink mead by the fire. Use skates when crossing ice. Buy a horse that is healthy and a sword that is unused, then feed the horse and keep the dog at home. Never trust a word of any lady or woman. Their hearts turn in a moment. They never know what it is they genuinely want. A tool that breaks, a burning fire, a howling wolf, screeching ravens, a grunting pig, a tree without roots, a swelling sea, a boiling pot, a flying spear, crashing waves, newly formed ice, a coiled snake, the words of your new bride in bed, a broken sword, a playful bear, the child of a king, a sick calf, a stubborn thrall, good news from a stranger, a fresh corpse, your brother's killer, even if you meet him in public, a half-burnt house, a horse that is too fast, if one foot is broken, then it becomes useless. May you never be trusting as to trust all these things. Never expect an early harvest or put too much trust in your child. The weather changes often and a child needs wisdom, and neither can be guaranteed. I'll speak plainly now. A woman's words can never be trusted. Nothing she says should ever be trusted. Their hearts are like a meandering, potholed country road you must ride down at night without lights. They aim to deceive. I'll speak plainly now. Men lie to women. We are the most persuasive when we tell the biggest lies, and can seduce even the wisest woman with those lies. A man should speak eloquently, offer gifts to a woman whose love he wants, praise the body of a beautiful woman he wants. You'll win her heart if you praise her. No brother should mock another for falling in love. Love sickness strikes harder on a wise man than a fool, and no brother should mock another for falling in love, because love is strong enough to make a fool out of a man who was once wise. And only you know how your heart feels when you are alone. And nothing is worse for a wise man than to have nothing to love. I found myself waiting in the reeds, awaiting my love, the wisest woman I have ever loved. But she was not mine to call my own. I found her asleep in her bed, looking as radiant as the sun. I could live the life of a lord, but it would be nothing without her beside me. She said to me, "Odin, you should come back to me in the evening if you want to win my heart. It would do no good for others to see you here now, for they know you should not be here." I left, wanting the evening to arrive so soon. I can imagine the happiness I would feel by being with her. I cared not for what others thought or said, and I honestly believed she wanted to be with me. And so when the evening came, her guards were waiting for me. Torches blazing, they chased me away. I returned in the morning when all would be sleeping, but there was a guard dog tied to the bed, and I was unable to get close to my love. Many women may flirt with a man, may think they want to be with a man, but then change their mind and no longer desire to be with him. Some will shame a man, embarrass a man, humiliate a man, and for that a man will end up with no wife. Be happy at home. Please the visitors. Be shrewd. A man should be well read, wise, and speak of those good things. To have nothing to say or to not know much makes a man look a fool. I found the giant Suttungr, who possessed the mead of poetry, and now I have come back. I did not remain silent at Suttungr's hall. I spoke many words to get what I wanted. Suttungr's daughter, Gunnluth, gave me a drink of the mead of poetry, whilst letting me sit on a golden throne. Later I gave her a poor reward for her trusting ways and her troubled mind. The giant's brother, Baugi, had used a drill to make a hole for me to fit through the mountain wall as a snake. While Suttungr walked above and below, I risked my head that day. I used a disguise to achieve my goal. There is little a wise man cannot find a way to do, even if difficult. Now Othunir, the magical mead, has come to the edge of the realm of men, to Mythgard. I had no intention of giving any to the men, but some spilt from my mouth when I was chased, and so you know why men have the gift of poetry. I doubt I could have escaped Jotunheim if it was not for Gunnluth. That good woman let me put my arms around her and was so trusting of me. She did not know I had broken an oath that I swore on my ring to Baugi. The next day, the frost giants came to ask my advice, came to ask if I knew about an evildoer who drank the mead. They asked if he was amongst the gods or whether Suttungr had killed him. Odin was said to have sworn an oath on his ring, or so we think. But who can trust Odin? He betrayed Suttungr and he left Gunnloth crying. When at Earth's well, I heard them speak at Odin's hall, in Odin's hall. I saw him and was silent, and I heard what was said, and I heard men speak and talk of runes, trying to understand them between each other. Here are some words for you, my brothers. Do not rise at night unless you are spying on your enemies or you need a piss. And do not sleep in the arms of a witch, or else you will feel you cannot escape. She will enchant you so that you will not care for advice nor a good friend's words. You will want neither food nor the pleasure of that friend's company, and you will sleep full of sorrow. Never talk to another man's wife without his knowledge, and never want for her love. A man and his wife have a sacred bond, and this should never be broken. For anyone who does such a thing should never be trusted again. Spend time travelling, whether by land, sea or air, but take all you need with you. You should never let a bad man know your misfortunes, for you will never profit for telling him about them. I saw a bad woman's words stab a man in his back. Her lying tongue killed his reputation, and all that with no good cause. If you have a good friend, one you trust, visit him often. An unused road becomes difficult to travel over time. Talk to your brothers, laugh with your brothers, and learn how to heal wounds, both physical and mental. Never be the first to break a friendship with a good friend. Sadness and regret will eat up your heart. Good friends are good company, your brothers doubly so. And never exchange words with someone who will not see reason. You will never get a reward for speaking with such a man. Cultivate wisdom, a good memory and eloquence. Speak kind words often and people will listen to you. And do not even speak 3 words with a man who's worse than you. Often the better man will lose when a worse man fights him. Do not make shoes or weapons except for yourself. If the shoe or sword or spear is shit, then your name will be shit. When you are at war, call it war and give your enemies no peace. Never be glad to hear bad news, but be happy to hear good news. You should never look up in a fight. Men who do so get distracted, and so men who do so get knocked out. If you want to win a good woman, speak cheerfully with her and enjoy it whilst you do. Make promises to her and keep those promises. You'll never regret winning such a prize. I advise you to be wary in life, though never fearful. Be most wary about drinking, about other men's women, and about a third thing, about men and their temptations to steal. If you want to be very wise, be happy at home and be cheerful with a guest. There is no man so good that he has no faults, nor a man so bad he is good for nothing. Never laugh at an old man. There is often wisdom in what old men say. Wise words often come from a grey bearded mouth. Never be angry with a visitor, nor tell them to leave. Be willing to help someone who needs it. Give all your guests something, or they will spread bad words about your name. But a strong door will be required to let everyone in if you're too generous, so don't be afraid to lock it. When you're drunk, seek fresh air. Being outside in nature is a good cure for drink. Fire and its warmth helps cure the sick. The oak cures constipation, wheat can combat magic, and elder can reduce family quarrels. Maggots help cure venomous bites, and against a flood you need more land. And under the moon, say your dislikes and use the runes to cut down evil. I know that I hung on a windswept tree for 9 nights, wounded by a spear and dedicated to Odin, myself to myself. And on that tree which no man knows where the roots run, I ate no food or drank no drink. I looked down and I looked and I saw the runes, and I took the runes, screaming I took them, and then I fell. And on drinking from Loðfafnir, the mead of poetry, I learnt 9 mighty spells from Bestad's father, the son of Bolthorn, my grandfather. Then I began to grow and be wise, to prosper, to know many things. Words would follow words from my mouth, deeds would follow deeds from my hands. The runes you must find and read, great and powerful runes. Odin carved these runes and painted them red. Odin carved runes for the Aesir, Dane for the elves, Valin for the dwarves, and Asvith for the giants. I carved runes for myself. Seek, good brothers, learned brothers, to teach you knowledge of the heathen ways. Seek, good brothers, learned brothers, to teach you about the gods, their history and the runes. For it is better not to pray at all than to pray too much. It is better to sacrifice nothing than to offer too much. Everything given will have to be repaid. Odin said this before men came onto this world. I know magic spells that no woman knows, or man either. The first is called help. It would help you in an anxious situation, such as lawsuits and sadness and all kinds of worries. I know a second spell which men need if they want to heal sickness and injuries. I know a third spell to restrain my enemies. It will blunt their swords and prevent them from piercing flesh. I know a fourth spell. It will break my chains from my feet and hands. I know a fifth spell against flying spears and arrows. If I can see them, I can stop them in flight. I know a sixth spell. If a spell is cast against me, carved onto the roots of a tree, then that spell will rebound and hurt them, not me. I know a seventh spell that will protect my brothers against flames. No building will burn so hot and with such rage that I cannot save them. I know an eighth spell, one that all men would like to learn, that if the hatred grows between two brothers, I may cool tempers and prevent any fight. I know a ninth spell. If there is a ship in trouble, I can calm winds, reduce waves, and put the sea to sleep. I know a 10th spell that confuses witches and wild beasts who fly above and lurk upon your roof. It will reveal their true form and confuse their minds and chase them off to their homes. I know an 11th spell where I can lead my brothers into battle and they will be protected. I will cast it onto their shields so that they will go into battle and will come home again unharmed. I know a 12th spell that if I see a dead man hanging, I will paint on him the runes and he will walk with me and speak with me. I know a 13th spell that if I pour water over a younger brother, then he shall not come to harm. Even if he goes to battle, violence shall not come to him. I know a 14th spell, and that allows me to know the names of all gods and elves. There are only a few men who say they can do this, but they are all fools. I know a 15th spell spoken by Loðfafnir, the dwarf before the doors of Delling, to give power to the gods, courage to the elves, and wisdom for Odin. I know a 16th spell to change the mind of a clever woman. I can alter her thoughts and win her heart, so she shall be mine. I know a 17th spell that will stop beautiful young women from ignoring me. I know an 18th spell, a spell I shall tell no woman, although maybe my sister or my wife. But for now, only I know this spell. These are the words of Odin, and are heard in Valhalla, to help all men, and to which could harm all men. Good health to you all who speak them, good health to you all who know them, good health to you all who hear them, and happiness and health to you who learn them. And this was dedicated to my brothers in the heathen tribe. Thank you.